Hello, my name is Bob Goldstein. I'm the IS Officer, Information Systems for the Coast Guard Auxiliary. The Coast Guard Auxiliary is a volunteer part of the Coast Guard. We do everything that the Coast Guard does, except we're not allowed to carry any weapons. We don't do any law enforcement. I've been doing this for 8.5 years now. My job is to take all the hours that these people put in and put it into the computer system. I'm an instructor for the Coast Guard. I teach boating class. I'm a ham radio operator. That's what I do. I enjoy doing it. I've been doing ham radio for 30 years now. I was a radio operator for the U.S. Navy. I spent 20 years. I retired.
Hi, my name is Frank Rampino. I am the Senior Staff Officer for Human Resources. Basically, my function here is recruiting. We have a lot of people from all over Long Island who come to us and want to join the Coast Guard Auxiliary. It serves two purposes. First of all, it helps those who were previously military and have been in the service. I served in the Army during the Vietnam War. And for those people who want to just get a career started, they can come to us, join the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and we'll try and do our best to get them into the Coast Guard Academy or other military academies which help. As Bob has indicated, a lot of the things that we do around here is basically taking our boats. We patrol our waterways, we patrol the areas around Moriches and Shinnecock where we are today, and we try and help the communities in safety and all sorts of other types of things that have to do with the Coast Guard. Basically is an open house that we run each and every year at the Coast Guard Academy, at the United States Coast Guard at Shinnecock. And we do that for the community. This is a community event. So the community knows who's here and who's actually watching their safety other than just the regular Coast Guard. We support the Coast Guard, we work with the Coast Guard. We'll even stand watch for them. We have been trained to stand there watch. So if someone goes on vacation or leaves during certain periods of time, we will be there and we will stand watch and things and watch if there are hurricanes, boatings, all sorts of buoys that may be placed in different areas or changed to notify boaters where to go and where not to go. So we are really the right arm. There is approximately around 30-some-odd thousand people who are Coast Guard Auxiliary. There's only 6,000 people who are actual reservists. So we are actually the reserve arm for the Coast Guard. And this event here is to bring what we do to the community.
So I'm Ryan, I'm the education here at New York Marine Rescue Center. We are the primary responders for seals and sea turtles for the state of New York. We're the only rehab facility for those New York turtles and seals. So we rescue, rehab, and release. So today we're releasing Kit Kat. She's a female gray seal that was rescued in April. She was entangled in fishing gear. So she was disentangled by a member of the general public. So just to, tell people that's, they're protected animals, so that is illegal. So you have to have specific permits to work with these animals. It can also be really dangerous for people to disentangle animals. They carry zoonotic diseases. They've got a really nice set of teeth as well. So it's just best to call our 24-hour stranding hotline that we have. So people can call that hotline. Someone will respond to you, and we'll get an assessment of that animal over the phone. We'll ask for photos, videos, GPS coordinates to plan our response effort. So when we got to those animals, we have the training and expertise to disentangle animals and the proper tools. A lot of these animals also need rehab once they're disentangled. So a lot of times they can be malnourished or dehydrated, as well as have lacerations from those wounds. So it is really important to get them into a rehab facility to take care of them and to get them healthy again. So we just urge people to, if you find an entangled animal, to call our hotline and report. So Kit Kat today has been with us, and she will be released. So that's a really great success story. She's healthy again. She was cleared by our vets and NOAA for release. So we'll be sending her off back into the wild today, and that's our ultimate goal for all of these animals, to release them back into the wild. So all of these animals, again, they are protected species. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem, and conserving their species is really important to the overall health of our oceans, especially for turtles. A lot of them are either threatened or endangered here. So it's really important that reporting these animals to us so that we can get out to them, and the faster our response efforts are, the better chance of survival that these animals have. We have a volunteer program where people can come out and do education with us and teach people about what we do and the animals that we work with. This is really helpful because getting that message out there, our hotline number, is really important so that we get the calls about the animals and people know who to call when they find an injured or sick marine mammal or sea turtle. The other thing people can do is just walk your local beaches and make sure to call us. So during our cold stun sea turtle season, we have animals wash up on the beaches in a state of hypothermia, and the faster that we get out to those animals, the better chance of survival that we have. So we have a cold stun patrol team that walks the beaches in the fall in that season. So looking for turtles, and we'll respond to them. So that's a really great way to get out there and help. We also have our seal patrol team, which you can volunteer with as well, and that's just basically seal sitting. So again, we have that human interaction, a lot of human interaction cases here on Long Island, and harassment cases. So people going up to animals, petting them, taking selfies with them, trying to feed them. All that's illegal. Again, they're protected animals. You have to stay about 150 feet away from them. So we have our volunteers go out there and basically seal sit and monitor and just make sure that people aren't harassing that animal. And they're also providing us with updates on their health status and behavior so that we can plan our response. Or if we are going out to an animal, they can kind of be there until we get there to keep people back. Any turtle that you find on the beach is stranded. So turtles, the only time that you should really be out of water is nesting females. Otherwise, if there's a turtle on the beach or floating at the surface and not diving, those are abnormal behaviors, and so that would be something to give us a call about. But yeah, any turtle on the beach, just don't touch the animal, leave it, and give our hotline a call. Again, with those permits, we're the ones that are able to respond. With stranded animals, if you ever see one, again, the best thing that you can do for that animal is to call and not take action. If you find a stranded dolphin, not pushing it back into the water, that's really important. Dolphins strain for a reason. It could be for tidal reasons, it could be sick or injured. So the best thing for those guys is just to call us and we'll get out there and we'll respond to those live dolphins as well. So that's another thing. Again, just if you're unsure of an animal, if you're not sure if it's sick or injured, we'd rather receive a call about a completely healthy animal than miss a call about a sick or injured animal. So just call any case that you get. So that's for marine mammals, seals and dolphins and small-toothed whales, as well as sea turtles.
Hi, my name is James Tomasini, and I'm a meteorologist at the National Weather Service New York office. We are located in Upton, New York, on the Brookhaven National Lab. And we provide weather, water, and climate information in the form of forecasts, watches, warnings, advisories. And here today, we're at one of the tables here, and we're providing different information, safety information on different weather hazards, showing people our forecasts that we provide and how we do things. Yeah, so always keep an eye on the forecast, especially when we're expecting hazardous weather. Information can be found on weather.gov. We always say to also have a NOAA weather radio that will alert you of any weather hazards and keep you updated on the latest forecast information.
My name is Rob DiGiovanni, capital D-I, capital G-I-O, V-A-N-N-I, and I am the Chief Scientist and Executive Director for the Atlantic Marine Conservation Society. And we're here today at the Coast Guard Open House to talk to the public about some of the animals that we'll see in our waters, whether it be a whale, dolphin, seal, and sea turtle. The Atlantic Marine Conservation Society promotes marine conservation through action, and that's the action of the public, knowing to call and report what they see, not only of animals that are sick, but animals that are healthy. So we're one of two groups that do this work on Long Island and in New York, and we work as part of a network. So when you see whales wash up on the beach and you want to know why they died, then that would be our group that comes out and investigates those mortalities. We also have our trailer here that is a mobile response unit that can be converted into a mobile triage unit. So we have sea turtles back at our facility that we are nursing back to health that were cold stunned. Those turtles were actually flown to us by Turtles Fly 2 from New England during the fall of last year, and they've been being nursed back to health, and we'll be releasing them back out into the wild in the next week or so. Why should I care about protecting the environment? For one, it's around us, it's where we live and it's where other animals live. And it's all of us working together, even as a society, to try and make this a better place. We have animals that have come washed up on the beach that have died because they ingested debris or plastic bags. So anytime we go out on the beach, we try to do beach monitoring, beach walks with the public. We do them all around Long Island. We do them at Halleck State Park and Preserve. On the North Fork, we do them in Jones Beach. We've gone out and picked up marine debris. Every time you take that away from the environment, less chance of the animal ingesting it. And then that makes the animal safer and makes us able to see more of these animals in the wild, which is what we want to see. So there's a couple things that the public always asks, what can I do to help? And there's a lot of things. First thing is just be aware that we have these animals in our environment. We have whales, we have dolphins, we have seals and sea turtles. There's really not a time of the year when you could not see some of those animals in our waters. So whenever you see a whale, dolphin, seal, and sea turtle, report it to our hotline or report it to our sightings at amseas.org. Let us know what you see, because you're often going to ask when an animal washes up and it's sick or injured or dead, is this normal? We're only going to know that by you telling us what you see in the wild. You are the front line of defense to tell us what's going on and what changes we're seeing. Second thing you can do is get involved with all your environmental groups that are around. We have volunteers that help us do this. Many of the people that you see here volunteer to help engage the public, go out and do beach cleanups. We work with school programs, we do lectures, and getting involved just to know that. You see all the kids walking around the open house and how enthusiastic they are. It gives us a hope that there is some positive, there's light at the end of the tunnel, that they're going to be helping us.